a.m. Mountain Time, and we show you junk that's either free or darn near close to free, and we turn it into home decor that we sell at our little shop in Lehi on Main Street or at jrvhome.com, which is our home decor website. Today we are going to be making over this thrifted art. I can't even remember, it's been so long in the shop, if somebody dropped it off on the back porch for free.
I think they did.
Or if we bought it. This one did have a $10 price tag on it.
From the DI.
From DI, so whoever dropped it off, if it wasn't us that bought it, that was $10, and this one, I don't know, didn't have a tag.
And we tried to kind of pre-paint these, but you know, even though it's 100 outside, they didn't get dry fast enough. So I'm gonna have to use the heat gun again. You know, I know you guys love it.
You know how we do. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what they look like. Hold on. Ignore all the text messages coming through. This is what they look like before the first coat of white paint. Nothing super great. This one was actually hand painted. We felt a little bad painting over it, but it wasn't a known artist and it wasn't selling the way it was, so we're giving it a new look.
All right, so we have the new IOD stamps. You've seen us use the peonies one. These are the sunflower.
You have to say that very carefully. Peony. Because I called it a peony the other day. I was like,
I said peonies.
I know. My problem though, I say it wrong.
Your problem. Okay, so this is the sunflower one. It's huge. You got a giant sunflower. I'm excited about that one. And then this is the Sprigs. Lots of fun little details so you can add and build floral. And these are all, it's really popular
like
to like come in here and color these once you've got them stamped.
Yeah, they remind me a lot of our wildflower stencil. I was thinking in a future project I might stencil the wildflowers and then stamp the sprigs over the top of it.
And I think we used to have a branches and vines, and if it wasn't called, or maybe it was birds, branches and blossoms,
yes,
I think is what it was. But this is like the new updated version, and it's very, you could build a whole tree with this.
Yeah, those are awesome. So these are actually on pre-order at JamiRayVintage.com, which is our original paint and product website. I'm hoping I'm going to keep everything straight today because it is a little confusing, because we're also going to be using acrylic paints. These are in our craft section of our home website, which is JRV Home. We've got like some paint by numbers and stuff, and we've got this set of 40 colors that we're going to be using today. I started the craft section because it's summertime and my kids get bored, so I ordered some things that I thought would keep them busy, and so when we're done with these, I'm going to hand them over to kids and let them have some fun too.
There's 8 glitter colors in this set. There's a glitter crystal, a glitter silver, a glitter gold, a glitter pink, glitter red, glitter purple, glitter blue, glitter green.
And we can really glitter them up because we also have the new DIY micas to play with that just came in. They're part of the new Pigment line called, it's the making powders from DIY. So we have silver lining and New Year's Eve. I've actually already used silver lining. Yesterday I played with it a little bit on that seashell box that Unico bought from the thrift haul on Saturday. And then we are also going to be using the golden rule, which if you guys watched the video yesterday on the clock that we just did, I used this to do all the details. This is really great. It's almost like a rub and buff, but it's super, super intense. And we're gonna use it on the frames. They originally were gold, but they were like a very dull gold. So we're gonna wet distress them, leave the white, and then put gold on the highlights.
So these have masks that come with them, so you can mask the flowers off if you want to.
I already have paint.
We might get around to doing some masking. I don't know. I don't know how ambitious I'm feeling. It does take a little extra time to mask.
My hair is wet, guys. I should have showered last night. I was too tired and I just went to bed, and so
these are
back so I don't get paint on it.
These are fresh out of the package.
Oh no!
So I'm going to peel off the top of these. I have just a little bit of 220 grit sandpaper.
Can you bring me a hair tie? My hair tie broke.
So 220 grit sandpaper. I'm gonna do what we call seasoning. They're like brand new rubber essentially. So you just gotta rub a little bit of fine grit sandpaper over the top, scuff them up just a little bit. That really helps them hold the paint and also helps them so that they don't, like inks too especially, so that it doesn't like just smear. It helps them smear less. If you're shifty a little bit, I feel like it helps. And you don't need to do a lot, just rub it over there real careful like.
You don't like a black hair tie. There's probably one on my buffet or next to my bed. I can't do scrunchies, they don't really work well with my hair.
Are you gonna get paint all in your hair today?
I'm gonna try not to. I already got white on my hair just from walking by your paintbrush. I wasn't even painting.
You guys, something happened yesterday that's kind of a big deal. and we're hoping you like it and really take advantage of it. Unless it's a DIY product from Debbie's Design Diaries, because we can't do free shipping, we no longer even have like a $35 limit to free shipping. Every product except for the DIY ones are free shipping across the board with no like cap on where the free shipping starts.
And that's on JamiRayVintage.com. JRVHome.com, which is our home website where these acrylics are from, still has $200 for free shipping. And that's because the home website is a lot of really wonky stuff and we would basically go broke. As it is, I think a lot of times we wind up paying more because we wind up putting like really awkward sizes together. All right, so I'm gonna start with the neon blue.
Are you gonna stamp with the paints?
I'm gonna paint my backdrop. I'm not stamping white.
Oh.
I'm doing my backdrop, then I'm gonna paint, then I'm gonna paint my stamp.
Okay, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna pull the camera back a little bit so we'll try to talk loud. Oh, we got a new channel member. Did you say hi to
Oh,
them?
hi Tammy Moore. I did not. Tammy, make sure you check out the community tab because we did go live yesterday and we also did drop this month's printables on the community tab for channel members. I'm also using pastel blue.
All right, can you guys see the whole project a little better there? All right, we'll talk loud so that you can hear us. Hopefully it doesn't feel like we're yelling at you.
This is my background, so I think I'm gonna get my brush wet. I watched Dion the other day. And
I don't know what you're doing, but I'm doing sunflowers.
You do you, boo. All right, I'm doing
hanging out with Odelia. Odelia says that all the time.
Just getting my oil pastels wet. Not my oil pastels, sorry, what is this called?
Acrylics.
Acrylics. I don't even know what I'm using, guys. This is a bright blue.
Did you water that down?
Yeah, I got my brush wet. I just wanted to wash for right now. Because it'll kind of activate that paint underneath. Debbie did some canvas art the other day and I was like, hey, if Debbie can do it, I can do canvas art, right?
Debbie doesn't give herself enough credit. She's a pretty good artist.
She is really good. Dion helped her out, but then she also watched another YouTuber, I can't remember the name, but she watched another YouTuber and got some more advice on art and did good. I think you just have to practice and practice, practice, practice. All right. So the water just kind of helps the paint glide.
So be careful when you're doing the seasoning that you're not doing the back side of the stamp because it will no longer stick if you sand the back side of your stamp. Just do the raised detail part where you're going to be putting your medium.
And yes, I'm getting it up on the frame. That's all right. I will come back with white paint and fix it. It's just paint. It's not scary.
Okay.
And if you're watching the replay and you're like, man, this is a long video, we're filming it live, so
it's a live stream.
It's gonna be about an hour, or you can stream it up. What's it called? Speed it up. Okay, so we have neon green. I don't want neon green. I think I want this like foresty green because this is called, oh, it's called Verdigris. That's like turquoise. All right, grass green. I feel like that's appropriate, right?
All right, so I've got.
Sandy, I hope your knee replacement goes well. We have bad knees in our family, and it's a common thing that happens in our family, lots of knee replacements. And I use grass green. I think I'm gonna bring in, green mid.
Oh, I grabbed a metallic. We're going with it.
All right, I don't know what you got going on over there, but are you gonna just color it like in the background and stamp over the top?
No. I'm going to do like a sunsetty thing.
A sunsetty thing.
Yep.
All right, I'll go with it. We are using just acrylic color. This is a set. So I like this. I don't know about you guys. When I try something new, I just like to buy the whole set. That way I could just play around with it. So I found these sets while I was actually just doing home decor shopping. I think it's like $83 for the set, but you get 40 tubes of the acrylic paints and you get like every color you could ever need. I feel like it's a really great place to start, especially for beginners. So I'm just dipping my brush in these two colors and bringing them across the bottom. This is just the background. Eventually we're going to layer on these stamps and color them.
So mine is gonna be a
Drop the link. She's on here for Caitlin today. Caitlin's got out of town family. I was gonna drop the link for this paint here in a little bit.
All right, you can't really see what I'm doing. Mine's so light.
What are you doing?
I'm going darker.
Going darker. How's the pool coming along? We have the electrician outside doing that work and getting that going. So it's going good, I would say. So Zeb, you're the artist. Does it get lighter as it comes closer down or darker?
Darker.
Darker. Okay, good to know. I'm gonna go, do we have a dark blue in here?
Well, depends on what time of day it is.
How about morning time?
Morning time, I would say.
You're doing afternoon, so I'll do morning.
Yeah.
So when it reaches the ground, should I make it lighter or darker?
I would just, where it meets the ground, I would just keep going a little darker. That's the way I would do it. There's a lot of different variables into that.
Hey, I'm relying on you, man. All right, I'm gonna do Verdigris because it's like a turquoisey green.
I'm gonna get my own water.
And I'm gonna mix that with the neon blue to make it a little bit darker. All right, almost. Oh yeah, the Verdigris is good. I'm hoping this turns out. I haven't done canvas art in a long time, but I feel like thrifted canvases that already have frames on them are a really great place to start when you're just figuring out what you want to do. Okay, what am I? Oh no, for building texture, I got a hair here. Come on, does anybody ever, oh there, can I get it?
You're building texture.
I'm building texture. All right, I'm gonna get this wet here in the middle, and then I will blend this darker color in. All right, so that says to go darker as it meets up.
Well, think of like a sunset, right?
Yeah.
Like the top colors are usually, as the sun's going over, they're usually brighter because that's getting more of the light in the evening. And then down closer to the ground is darker because the sun's going over.
I'm gonna do some strokes.
It's going over that mountain.
One of the things I noticed with like some canvas art, that the strokes can build like movement and stuff on the, instead of like individual blades of grass, you know? All right, I'll show you guys here in a second my background. This is pretty quick. Okay, I'm just gonna bring, I feel like I need to bring the top down a little. Just get some water here. Oops, too dark.
So because these are already framed, it's hard to go over the edge of the canvas. If you were doing like an actual canvas, you'd just take this whole background just right on over the edge.
It's okay. Because you could just paint white over it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to come back and do that. I did not mean to get that dark color up there though.
All right, you guys can kind of see. I went a little dark quick there, so.
Where's the pastel-y blue?
Just a little bit of water, and that'll fade that back.
All right, I got to flip these suckers around so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, it's over here hiding. Did you guys love the clock that we did? I love the clock that we did. It really honestly wasn't very special. That's why it stayed at the thrift store for a while. But I feel like it got more special with some paint. All right. This is like going very, very green. Let's get some blue in there.
I actually really just like this ombre look when you're first getting started.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really like satisfying to watch it go. And the white underneath, we just used DIY paint in beadboard.
Use it like a gesso.
Yeah, instead of, is it gesso or is it gesso?
You know, we always talk about this every time. It's gesso.
It's gesso. We always talk about it and I never remember.
Well, me either, because then you see it spelled, you're like, that's a G, not a J.
Oh. All right, here we go. I've gotten started. Hi, Odelia. She's back from cheer. All right, I do not know where my turquoise iris water bottle is, so I'm just gonna do this old school with the boys' Sunday hair water bottle. I'm gonna see if I can get some drips going. I know, it looks like a mess. Janine bought milk paint. Super excited to use it. I'm excited too. Just want to get...
The milk paint's awesome. We love seeing what you guys do with your projects. So make sure as you're finishing those projects, a lot of you got milk paint for the first time because we just had a sale a couple weeks ago. Once you get that, we'd love to see what you're doing in the Jami Ray Vintage group.
All right, I'm gonna dry this now so I can get to stamping.
That may have been too orange. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the ochre kind of yellow color. I don't know. Is that ochre? I need to read the colors.
Rubbing alcohol will cause it to drip too. Oh, good trick. Maybe I should go get my ear irrigation. No, that's peroxide in that, huh? I can't hear since I got back from Pennsylvania. I'm seeing the ENT this week, but Zeb had to irrigate my ear for me.
It didn't go well.
It didn't actually work, which is why I'm seeing the ENT. But, oops. Texture.
So I added a little bit of this brown to it. This is, well,
you know,
they call it a burnt sienna. It's brown.
I feel like I need to maybe put some brown in this bottom part too, but maybe not. Alright, just drying this out so that way I can stamp it, and I'm going to use ink. Did we get the black ink out? You could also use paint and a brayer to stamp, but I'm going to use ink. Lourdes, the paints we're using are the brand, what's the brand on that? It's called?
It's Flomo Creative.
Flomo. Flomo Fun. Use acrylic paint. Ivy dropped the link. It's on our home website, which is JRV Home, and it comes with 40 different colors of paint. So good for a beginner if you want all the things.
It's kind of working to my advantage that this white underneath this DIY paint is not all the way dry.
Yeah, the DIY paint and the acrylics kind of mixed together. You get them wet. The hard thing is I'm not used to using acrylics, so they have a little bit of a sheen, right? Like even when they're dry. Do they take longer to dry?
I feel like acrylic dries pretty quick depending on how thick you put it on there. If you like goop it on, it takes a minute, but...
Well, this is like wet. I think that this was like cardboard hotel art, the one I had. Yours was a little more fine art.
Yeah, mine was actually a canvas. Yours is more of a print.
If you were not on live television, you would just air dry this. I'm a little nervous today. I don't do this type of project very often. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Hopefully I don't mess it up too bad. Seth, can you see what the comments are over there?
They're talking to you about your ears.
Oh, about my ears.
Yeah.
Everybody has a bunch of ways to fix it.
Michelle says that her ears often clog days after flying.
Well,
It's been a week and a half now, hasn't it?
yeah, and it's, you know, as it is, my parents can't really hear each other, so I need to be able to hear. To make our home function the way that it should. You don't have to water down your acrylics if you don't want to. I just like to because I feel like it flows better. And you get a really easy blend without a lot of work. We're almost getting it. This side's dry. I'll show it to you one more time before I stamp it.
See, I think that looks pretty cool just like that. I'm done.
Done. Finished.
I got kind of this darker spot in the middle.
Your blending is a lot smoother than mine. This is mine. It's dry. It's a little bit, got a little bit of sheen to it because it's not all matte. All right, I'm gonna go grab the ink.
Okay, now I'm ready to start stamping, I think. Did you dry yours? I'm gonna dry mine now.
Yep, I dried mine.
I'll look at comments right now while I'm drying this, so if you got questions, now's the time.
Did I make sure you have black ink? I do.
Do we have black ink? It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Oh. We have ink pad.
So we've been sending out text. I see you guys talking about that. If you're signed up for our text alerts, we send out the links for these live videos. That way, if YouTube has decided that today is not the day that they're going to tell you when we're live, because it can be fairly random. It just depends on how much you're interacting with our videos, commenting, liking, things like that. If you see a video in our feed and you don't click on it, YouTube's like, oh, they must not be interested in that channel anymore, so they don't show you all the notifications.
If you hit the notifications bell and click see all, technically you should see all, but we are using text to help remind each other. I think, did we sent it to Caitlin? I hope she sent it out.
Yeah, I think it's sent out. Melissa said she loves the text. It's so much better because she doesn't miss it.
And if you just go to jamirayvintage.com, usually when you hop on the website, on the bottom it'll say sign up for text alerts. Did you sand all the stamps?
Yes, they are all sanded.
Okay, so I've got which one is this? The Sprigs?
The Sprigs, yeah. You're going to build some Sprigs over there?
I'm going to sprig it up, yo. It's going to be Sprigadocious. So this is the new IOD Sprigs stamp. You could use this on furniture too. I'm going to move are you done with the, oh, I just got to.
Yeah, I just need to put a
not
lid
done,
on
I
this
just
one.
need more space. I'm just going to move my situation. So I'm using the IOD ink pad. They actually come bigger now, I think. This is the old school one.
Everybody's saying they love the live text.
Oh, good.
We do send a couple other texts out, so, you know, like if we're having a sale or something, but we really try hard not to spam you. Like, unless there's some really exciting stuff going on, you're probably only going to get 2 or 3 texts from us a week.
We're only slightly spammy. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on right now, though.
I was so I have a couple of credit monitoring apps. They send me a text about every 2 hours.
Well, that's a little much. Like, nothing's going on with my credit, knock it off. Well, I get a lot of food texts because I like to eat, it's not a secret. And I get one, there's a restaurant called Wallabies. I swear they text me every day about barbecue. I'm like, I love barbecue, but I don't love it that much.
Oh, thank you, Brenda. She says she loves the ombre. It's a lot of fun. We've done this to dresser drawers and stuff a few times. That's also a really fun look. You got to kind of be careful with that though. Sometimes, I mean, unless you're really into super bright colors, we kind of lean more towards pastels and light colors. And blues and greens. Lots of blues and greens around here. Where are my apothecary people at? Maybe they're Jamie's apothecary
They
people.
either love apothecary or they hate apothecary, because some people are just like, why do you always use apothecary? I'm like,
well, you know, a lot of people were looking at the clock video yesterday and they're like, oh my goodness, ocean is amazing. I concur. It is one of my favorite colors because I was talking about it yesterday in the live chat because it was a premiere. When I was editing that video, I was messing with the lighting a little bit because I was having a struggle trying to get it consistent, and then I'm like, you know what? I reverted them all back to the original color because the color changes quite a bit depending on what time of day and what the lighting looks like. So I left that in there so you guys can kind of see all the tone variations that ocean has. All right, I'm starting to get dry. It's still not quite dry. Mine was pretty wet. I added a lot of water. If you want to get the smooth blending, this could be a little smoother. I kind of got a little dark in the middle there. But if you really want that smooth blending, just dip your brush in water every now and then and it'll really help it flow.
All right, this is just so I have a place to start. I'll show you guys, and I did shift a little. I got a little shifty.
Sandy says that if she paints anything in apothecary, it sells fast. Oh man, I'm gonna bring you guys, I'm over here heat gunning. I'm gonna bring you guys the camera in close so you can kind of watch, because Jamie's already on to stamping.
Well, this is just my, like,
she's knocking it out of the park.
All right, so I kind of have to leave this. I'm gonna have to do a few different because I want to come over the top and like outline them, so to speak.
We'll flip it around so you guys can see it too. So what she did is she left all of them on there, right? You just took a few off?
I reorganized them.
Oh, you reorganized them. So this is just the mount that they come with. This comes in the package, and so she just kind of moved them around how she wanted them. And then she was able to do this layout.
So it's good to leave them in their existing format if you want to stamp over the top when you're done, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint over the top of these, and then I will come over the top with the stamp and then outline them with the actual stamp, if that makes sense. So,
hi, Vanda from South Africa. What time is it in South Africa right now? Is it nighttime? It's getting to be the evening.
I'm
Or
gonna
is it
leave
morning?
them. I'm gonna leave them mounted so I know exactly the distance and stuff so I can stamp over the top. So I'm gonna just layer on some more.
Are you masking or are you just going?
I'm not masking. I'm just going.
You know, they're thin enough, it didn't really muddy that up at all.
Well, this is just the background. Like, I'm gonna paint over the top of it. I might mask eventually. All right. So now I've got a good starting point for my art here. I might do some more here. When I do the final one, I'll be a little bit more particular and not get shifty. This is just so I have an outline to work with. All right, I'm gonna need that so I can dry my ink.
Okay. Here you go.
And then I'm gonna come in with a finer brush to do the paint. And then once I get that done, I'll get started on the frame. That's where I'm going to use the micas and the gold blacks, the DIY making powders.
Look how big these sunflowers are. I'm gonna bring you over to mine now that Jamie's heat gunning. And we're gonna figure this out. Oh, showing you the island. We'll clean up the frames too. So I'm gonna use this big sunflower and just kind of build. I'm gonna do, I don't know. I might do the stock first because I don't know if I'm gonna go all the way with
Are
the
you
stock.
going to stamp over the top of it when you're done?
I'm freestyling and then I'm going to paint in with the acrylics.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me borrow that ink from you.
It's right here. It's a little juicy, so careful.
We did not. We were gonna do our layout first, but we did not quite get to that.
Well,
'Cause I was
also
mowing the
wanted
grass
them to
this
kind of
morning.
see the creative process, because that's part of live videos. If you're sitting here for an hour, you should at least get to see all the dang steps.
I'm gonna use this box because we're out of room on the table to hold my
Okay.
stamp. Flat but not stamp. So the difference, Jamie did hers mounted. I'm going freestyle, right? So I'm gonna go right here like this. And I might do the flower over the top of this, but because I'm painting it in, the masking will matter less on mine.
I think I can just use a plate and it'll probably wash off.
Oh, super, I need to go super juicy. Mine's not quite dry.
Oh, mine was a lot more dry than yours. Let's see if there's comments.
Okay, I'll try this again.
On the clock video yesterday, did you make the clock a battery clock? Yes. I don't think Zeb really kind of went over
I
that
had
as
it
much
in
as
there
she should.
and it took me a long time because I had to add a bunch of washers in the back to get it to sit right. So I cut it out because it just made the video long and it was like, eh.
I'm gonna start doing stems over here. So Zeb, can you
The
just
video
show
was
a little,
more about the paint job, so I cut it out.
Could you just angle a little bit this way so they can kind of see what I'm doing over here?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't need, no, you can do more yours. I'll try to work over on this side first. I just don't want them to be like, what did you do? How did you get to that?
Okay, so you can see this half of Jamie's and this half of mine. All right, so I went darker, double stamped. And I have some texture on mine, and Jamie's was just like a flat print, and mine was an actual canvas with oil paint on it that we painted white over. So I'm gonna be fighting that texture some. Not a lot, I don't think. But
I wish I had a more detailed brush, but I don't have a skinny brush.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do this big sunflower next.
Don't we have any skinny brushes somewhere? I swear that we used to.
We have some that came with that paint by number kit.
Oh yeah.
Where'd that go?
Odelia here. Let me text Odelia.
There was also that one in the watercolor pencil kit that we used to channel members yesterday.
I don't know where you put that. Oh, over there?
Yeah.
I need a skinnier brush.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw some ink on here. These are so sticky and new, they're sticking to the back. If you ever, so as long as you keep your backers dust free and clean on these stamps, they will pretty much stick to your mounts all the time. But if they start to get like a little bit of wear or you're not keeping them clean, like soap and water, if they're not sticking good, is your friend. You scrub them up real good. Okay. My layout might take me a little longer. I'm always slower than Jamie.
Yours is more methodical. It's not a secret. All right, there you go.
Is that brush working?
Yeah, it's just littler. I was like having a struggle getting all the little strokes on here.
So that's, if I had to let my paint dry a little more, I think that's actually looking pretty cool. Just kind of faint like that. It's almost like I distressed it or it's worn a little bit. That's gonna have enough detail on there that I can come in with the acrylics. And I can see I'm gonna have to break my my brushes out that I had. I don't actually know where they're at. They're in my art box somewhere in the garage.
I thought your art box was by your desk.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm just coming in with my skinny little brush that came with, we have a watercolor colored pencil kit. And I'm just using that brush to fill it in. I know it doesn't look like much now, guys, so.
So Anna Warren had a question.
Okay, what's the question?
And someone said, good question, I didn't see it.
What's the question? I was waiting for her to say it out loud. I would love a video on how to do that. How long does it take the ink to dry compared to paint?
A little longer.
Quite a bit longer, so maybe a few hours. Just letting it air dry. Keep that in mind.
I'm not gonna mask this because I can see where my line is and I'll bring the paint over this leaf.
I think I'm just gonna focus on this side of the painting because I feel like it's gonna take me longer than I think it is. I can't just slap this down. I'm gonna do this side, guys, so you can see what I'm working on, and then I'll dry it and stamp it over top, and then I'll work on the frame.
So here's another leaf, a sideways one for up close to the flower.
We have a lot of people say, like, I'm afraid to start because I'm afraid to mess up. I feel like if you never, ever try to do anything, how are you gonna know if you can or cannot do it? I don't know. Do or do not, there is no try.
Way to go, Yoda.
Me and Yoda.
Okay, so you can see where the masking would be important if you were just leaving these as silhouettes. Because you can see my leaf under my thing.
Thanks, Adelia.
Oh, Adelia had some.
Those are really fine brushes.
Those are from the paint by number.
Yeah.
All right, now I need to find the leaf that goes the other direction that's flat like that. Do I have another one? I don't know. I'm getting a lot of stamped parts over here.
So the stamps are still on pre-order. IOD will give us an official release date, and then if you've already ordered them online, we will ship them to you.
So I'm just over here off camera inking these up. I'm gonna bring you close to Jamie because I'm gonna finish doing my layout and then I'll bring you guys back over to show you before I start painting it.
Do you really want to show what I'm doing?
Yeah, I think so. You're so focused.
Yeah,
You get your thinking man face on.
Oh, somebody must be watching us in the other room. I need like a. I do not want any glitter green right now. I'll use the mint green mid. Give my water back. I feel like painting, if nothing else, brings my, especially this kind of painting, like brings my blood pressure down. So it's like a good
For an
relaxing
hour, your
activity.
stress level is like you're just painting.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on brush strokes. Sometimes if you're anxious or you're having a rough time, it's good to focus on the brush strokes. I'll go back to comments in a minute. All right.
Is everybody burning up like us out west here? Having like
So hot.
heat advisories. I know my friend that lives down in the Dewey area
Dewey, Arizona.
in
Don't really know
Arizona
where Dewey is.
was reporting to me that they were 108 down at the ranch where I used to work. Which it doesn't get 108 there, especially in June. Like it might hit that like end of July one day, but they've got that all week. My sister's down in Tucson burning up. We've hit over 100 2 days in a row here. It's a fun heat wave going across at least the Southwest. I hear Texas is pretty hot too.
Well, that's why art's good, because you can sit inside and do it in the home at your house. Let's see, it's very hot in Grand Junction, 100 degrees for Rosie, 113 expected by 144 Decor. Where do you live, 144 Decor? If you want to tell us. I know not everybody wants to tell us where they're from, which I get. Okay, so I've got mostly my branches laid down. I'm gonna get to color. Pastel gray, there's a pastel pink. Is there a pastel, there's like neon purple, but I don't.
Up front,
Oh,
there's
Queen
some
Creek.
lighter.
Oh yeah, Queen Creek's hot.
Oh, yeah.
My
That's where
sister
your
lives
sister
in
lives.
Queen Creek area. She lives by Higley High School. Wow, that is like neon purple. They aren't messing around. All right, that's gonna go back in the pearlescent purple. Okay, here we go. This is just called purple. We'll start with this and I can add white if I need to. If you're just tuning in, we are making over some art that we thrifted, and we painted it all white, including the frames first, and now we're coming back in, stamping it, painting, and then I'm gonna be stamping again. And then Zeb is just gonna be painting in his stamps.
If I get to that, I've got to get going on my
Yeah, you
layout.
gotta get moving. Have you shown him your layout?
I'll show them in a second. You know, every time I've ever done anything with sunflowers, they're prolific leafers. They always have tons of leaves.
That is true. They are prolific leafers. All right, I'm just coming in with the purple here. It legit is the name of the color. They should name it Lehi purple because that's what it is. We did a whole dresser like this, and that was really fun. I know there's a white here somewhere, but I'm just gonna throw in the pastel pink. Oh, thanks, Sally. Well, not thank you for burning up in Phoenix. She gave us a super chat and she says, burning up in Phoenix, I miss you guys on Saturday night. Everything looks great.
Well, thank you.
It's perfect weather in Whidbey Island, Leslie says. She lives in Washington.
Well, they're like always under cloud cover there. It's probably nice and cool and breezy and just birds flying delightful, you know.
Some pastel pink on these.
Okay, so let me show you. Jamie's going in with the pinks. I might bring you flying so you can really see the detail, because there's quite a bit of detail on Jamie's. She's using the stamp as the structure, but then she's really adding a lot. Oh, you drip some pink over here. That'll be all right. I thought it was a bigger glob than that. So this is unpainted stamp, and this is getting some paint over here.
Ooh, yellow ochre. It's kind of a musty color.
And this is my layout so far. I'm gonna build a couple more big sunflowers up in here. There's a flat one, so you get 3 flowers and about 4 different leaf patterns, and there's some stems and stalks and stuff too. And if I was masking, this would look a lot cleaner, but I'm not worrying about that because I'm going to paint over it and the leaves will cover what I've got going.
Basically, we're using the stamps as an outline.
Yeah, we're using them as like a free-form guide, kind of.
Sometimes you need a little guide.
I'll pull you guys back a little farther here. Sorry, all the camera shaking today.
And we're gonna repaint over the frame a little. I'm looking back at my design here and trying to decide what I want to put in here.
Did you?
It's like a pastel yellow.
Did you add ink to this? Do we have ink out?
Oh, I inked it. You need more ink?
I need more ink, I think.
Inked
These sunflowers are big.
All right, here you go. I felt like mine was too juicy. So if you're looking for this paint and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't find it, because normally paint is sold on the Jami Vintage. This is in the craft collection on JR Home, because it's not like furniture type stuff, it's more of a crafty stuff. And so we have all that on our home website. So just in case you're looking for these acrylics and you cannot find them.
It doesn't take a lot of ink. Once you get these pads loaded, it doesn't take much to refill them.
I like dabbing. I feel like it's very easy artistic skill. I don't know that it's like official, but I feel like Bob Ross would be like, I'm making some happy little sprigs. Some happy little sprigs here.
I'm gonna go back in with the big one lower down in the corner here. And then we're gonna kind of build the interest up in an angle so your eye follows that on mine.
Thanks, Lolly. She said the craft collection has the acrylics. It also has our paint by number if you like to do that. I'm gonna come in.
We're all about the easy art over here.
Hey, you can be an artist even if you're not a fine artist.
We do the crazy old school paint finishes, and then we go easy art.
That's actually not hard either, true story.
No, if you guys watch yesterday's video and just go with the steps, kind of like we were doing, it's pretty easy to follow.
It's not an exact science.
There were several people that commented in the Jami Vintage group that as soon as they saw the video, they went on Marketplace and were hunting down some clocks.
That's awesome. If you ever put down a color and you're like, oh, I don't like that, just use that as a base color and then come up from there. Sometimes the color that it winds up being in the end is not the color that it starts off with. Oh, Lolly likes the Frida paint by number. That one is pretty popular. I think we've got some cake and birds on there. I can't remember because some of them have sold.
So this is a little short section down here. I have this, I don't know if it's like an extender for leaves or what it is, but I'm using it to build my stock. I just did one on each side. Now I've got a nice thick stalk on that bigger flower. I'm gonna drop a leaf down there in the corner. Right here.
This pastel orange is like corally. I like that.
I'm also going to add some stems up because you might not be able to see all of the flowers. Because if you've ever looked at a field of sunflowers, really all you get is leaves on the bottom and some stalks, but mostly it's flowers all along the top.
The nice thing is that in nature, nothing's ever perfect, so you don't have to worry about perfection when you're doing this because nature's not perfect. It's just probably better if it's not perfect. All right, I'm gonna do these petaled flowers with longer strokes. I feel like that makes more sense to do long strokes. And I like to, when I'm doing this technique, I like to color outside the lines. I just feel like it makes more sense. Then you come in and bring the detail back.
This is the flower that's more at an angle. Stuck one of those in the corner here. And it's okay if it goes up over my frame, if you guys are finding frames at the thrift store, because honestly, This frame with the canvas cost about what? Probably less than a canvas this size would cost. Boy, I better. Yeah, like 15 minutes to get mine painted. I have to
You
get
best hurry
I have to
up.
get my hustle on.
Getting there. Tanya still has some incredibly ornate large mirrors for me. If you're ever near my house, stop by. I need to get over there. Actually, Tanya, it's been so long since I've been to your house. I'm not even sure I know where it is anymore. My brain, there's only so much information that stays on my brain, and then it just falls off that conveyor belt. All right. I'm trying to decide, oh, I need to come back. I'm only doing half of this right now, and then I'm gonna have to come back later. I'm gonna have to circle back to this situation. I really like this. It's called Pastel Green. It's like this kind of minty color.
There's a ton of texture on mine right here, and that did not take that.
It did not sand. Well, I told you to sand off that texture.
You did. You did warn me of that.
I did. It's okay. You don't always listen to me.
I was in a hurry.
It happens. I don't always listen to you. I know you're shocked at that.
What?
What? I don't always listen to you. Renee says, share this video with your friends. So if you guys don't know how to share, if you hit that share button, it'll give you a link, and then you can put that link if you have a YouTube channel in your community, or if you have Facebook, you can share it on there. You can even text it to people. I know not everybody does Facebook. All right.
I'd go for a good old-fashioned text share.
I'm going to repaint this frame and work on that while some of this dries. And then I'll show you what this looks like. It kind of looks like a mess, but when you put the stamp over the top, that's where the magic happens. Painting over where we got a little bit messy here. Hey, Mom.
I'm not even gonna put a
Did Dad
stamp.
ever wake up?
He's laying in bed, he took his bath.
Oh, he's bathed. He's getting together today.
Oh, no, he has not eaten.
He has not eaten. All right. Well, we got another like 10 minutes. So
Wait, or I can drink one like
Zeb's artwork is looking good.
the bears.
What about Jamie's artwork? What's Jamie's artwork doing? Oh no, Jamie's artwork has blown over the edge. All right.
Okay, I think I'm ready to start putting some color on here. And it'll go fast, because I'm gonna hustle it out.
You're gonna hustle?
Yep,
I'd like to see that.
I know, right? And then here's Jamie's.
All right.
Here,
so
hold it straight for me, huh?
look like 6 feet away. We're getting there. That side's just stamped. This one, I've laid down the color. I'm letting that dry, and I'll stamp over top. I'm gonna work on the frame now. The frame, I know how to do. I need a damp rag. I'm gonna wet distress that beadboard on the frame and start adding gold to it.
Sorry, all the shaking. This is like a 8-foot wide, 9-foot wide
This canvas
island,
is
and the
okay.
canvases are taking up almost all of that. They're about 7 feet.
So until this paint is sealed, it's water soluble, the DIY paint. So I'm bringing back the base coat, which was gold underneath. I'm just working on this half, and then I'll do the other half later. I'm gonna come around front.
Oh.
I'll show it to you once I just wipe the white off.
Okay, so these are the colors here that I'm going to use on the leaves. I'm going to do the leaves first down below.
I think before I stamp this over the top of this brown, I'm gonna come up with some lighter color, because if I stamp over the top of that brown, you're not going to be able to see the black ink. At least that's what I think. Okay, so you can see this side, the gold is coming through because it was gold underneath, and that side's still white. That's the side I haven't worked on yet. See that?
So there's some of the greens there, and I'm just gonna work kind of like the picture is. I'm just gonna put a few little strokes in here.
I'm just using clear wax, guys.
And then I'll come back through with the lighter on top and blend it all in. But if you hurry and you keep your paints wet, you can really get the blending fast.
Or you can just get them wet with water. Also an option. Okay. I'm thinking I'm going to use New Year's Eve, which is the bronze mica powder, the new DIY is making powder, and I'm going to come in with some sparkles. So this is just a loose powder. It's straight up like pigment. The colors are even more vibrant. So just know that a little goes a long way. If you get it on your fingers, it's not coming out anytime soon. And I will show you this up close, so don't worry. So you can see what it looks like with the mica powder on here. Just adding a little bit of glitter to my situation. I'll just do a corner so that way you can see it with glitter, without glitter. This powder goes a long way. The wax helps it stick to your project. Just give it some sparkles. Gold gilding wax. Chew.
Smaller brush. I don't know that it'll matter.
Oh, this gold gilding wax is like super intense. So the gold gilding wax, I think on this project, I'll just do the outside to kind of highlight that and make it a little shinier. Give the project some depth on the frame. So I've used the mica powder in the middle over the top of the white just with the clear wax, and then I'm just using this wax over the edge. This wax, when I got it, the new golden roll wax, it's the gilding wax, it was completely liquefied because it's hot. So what I did was I shook it, and I put it in the freezer for like 5 to 10 minutes, and it came back to life. So if you order this, because it's on pre-order, so it'll be a while before it gets to you, if you order this and it comes liquefied, don't freak out, shake it really good, stick it in the freezer, set a timer so you don't forget, pull it out, it'll solidify. You can also use the fridge, but I was in a hurry, so the freezer is where I was at. All right. Show you guys. Okay, see the frame? So this corner is what I did. It's got the sparkly mica powder in the middle, and then the gold gilding wax just on the edge. And you can also see the original gold kind of peeking through, but how much more intense is the gilding wax? So the frame's gonna get a fun new look too. I'm gonna see if there's questions before I move on.
I'll give you guys a fly over here in a sec. I'm literally slapping paint on here so that it can, then this is all gonna be dark up underneath on this one.
Leslie says, set a timer is key for me. So we have an Alexa. She's not gonna turn on just hearing her name. So if she responds, don't worry, in every room. And she is the timer, she's the timer lady. I also sometimes use Siri, but Alexa seems to be handier.
She's real good at the weather and the time.
Yeah, she also tells the kids jokes.
All day long they go over there, they're like, Alexa, tell me a joke.
Mariah's kids think it's funny to make Alexa do like passing gas noises. And so sometimes...
I don't know that.
You don't know that, Alexa? And so sometimes my Alexa toots at me. It's really great. I'm just bringing in lighter color. I have a hard time, I've kind of got a shaky hand. I don't know how people do this without shaking. bring some water in. Bass wife was laughing at me about the tooting Alexa. Kids make life interesting. My kids, the neighbors' kids, my nephews, the cousins. This house is like Grand Central Station. My sister's in town visiting, my sister Deborah. And I was like, sorry for Grand Central Station. There's like neighbor kids coming over. We've got somebody coming over from church for Eliza. My parents are here. People are coming and going because last night was youth night and Zeb works with the boys that are age 15.
16.
16. Because they
15 to 18, I guess, because
yeah.
if they turn 16 a year, but it doesn't happen until November, they're still in the group.
Yeah, so he does that, and then they had a joint activity with the girls, so the girls were at the same activity, coming and going. My girls. And
We were learning how to rappel. We had to all get signed off on the safety.
we're going to rappelling next week. All right. I think I hit everything. Oh, I missed
All
one.
right, now I'm going to come in with the bigger brush, a little bit of water, and this lighter color, and we're going to blend those greens together. That's the hope and dream.
That's the dream. So just blend in the dream over there. I feel like I want to come back and, I don't know if I can do this, but water this part here because it's just a little too streaky for me. Yeah. Let's do this. You might get a little movement there. Just this side. Just gonna try to get my paint to move a little bit. I've seen Turquoise Iris do this like 1,000 times. She makes it look easy. It's like mostly easy. A little hard. Sorry guys, I'll flip this around and show you in a second. What if I just do that? Just put some water along the edge. I'll get it to move a little. How's it going? Is it blending?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Everything's going well.
Everything's going as well as can be expected?
Yep.
Alright, I'm just getting water and trying to see if I can get these to move around a little. Just hitting it with my big paintbrush. Alright. Bringing it back. Let's see what I did. Look what I did. It's getting there. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. And I'm gonna go to comments. Leslie says, my daughter is trying for number 3. Are we talking about kids? Let's see what Leslie's saying. Sorry, I'm not as exciting and loud when I paint because it's kind of calming, so it brings my crazy back. Leslie said, I wanted 4 kids.
Tone's crazy back.
For this very reason, but my husband is 10 years older, so he said no. I love families like this. The release date. Ivy, do we have the release date for these stamps? I believe it's very soon. I think it's like the end of the month, beginning of next. I'm not positive. I know that the DIY making powders, so the mica powders and the gold gilding wax I was using, I know that those are supposed to ship the end of this month. We haven't been given the official date yet. Apparently the president is also live right now, and Aunt B said that I win. I won't tell him. That looks really good, Zeb.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's debatable from it's a little too freeform for me still. I would be in here with like a fine detail brush if I had hours to perfect it. Well, and I wasn't on a live stream.
If you stamp over the top, you'll get the detail back, but I feel like for this particular application, that might be easier for me, and you should have chose this only because
all the little details?
All the little details are hard. I don't have. Add some pink to Jamie's. Got it. Hot pink? Should we do hot pink? Why not? We'll mix some hot pink with this like minty color. It says neon pink. And you could totally do the same thing with DIY paints or whatever. I like the idea of having.
We wanted to try the acrylics out.
Yeah, I wanted to try them before my kids took them over, and then I never see them again.
You know that Eliza and Odelia both are going to be all over this, and your stamps might be at risk after Odelia sees this video too.
Yeah, it's all right. Gotta keep kids. That's why I love that we create for a living, because our kids they have like a never-ending supply. I made like a rosy pink, guys, with the mint and the neon. In case you wonder what I'm doing over here. I'm gonna put some. I don't know where they wanted the pink, but it's coming in. Pink is being added. Oh, I definitely needed more pink on these ones. Good call on the pink. I'm gonna make a little slightly different shade of pink. Did I miss anything? Oh, my mom's phone's ringing. My phone, I actually never put the ringer on ever. Neither does Zeb's.
Oh, if my phone rings, I'm like offended.
So if you really need to get hold of me, shoot me a text, because I check my text often and then I'll call you back. Pro tip for trying to get a hold of Jamie. I think I want some more purplies right here. Keep it wet, it's easier to move it. Careful that you don't make brown. I feel like you can go brown real quick. All right, I probably should get the heat gun out and stamp.
All right, let me show you kind of the variation and stuff that I'm getting here. So it's all shiny so you can't see, but you can still see some of the stamp up underneath there.
You know what, from like a few feet away, this is very good. This is like next level here.
I gotta fight with the tripod, all the legs closed up.
All right, where's the heat gun?
Was over on your end, I want to say?
It is.
All right, I got a couple more leaves over here, and then I'm gonna start adding some yellow to this and get these sunflowers popping. I probably will only do a couple.
Are those sunflowers gonna be popping and locking?
Well, yeah. I gotta make them bright to stand out against this orangey sunset I've got going here.
I just squirted this with water, which was probably counterproductive, but it did make my colors blend a little better. I'm pretty sure that Jack could do this. So if you're struggling and you're like, can I do this kind of art? I'm gonna say, yes, you can. Can you do it? Yes, you can.
Another little tip, I'm making sure that the brush strokes kind of go with the direction of the leaves and the stalks on them here.
I did that too, and I didn't even know that's what you were supposed to do.
It helps with the motion of it.
Yes, Teresa said yes, make those sunflowers pop. I feel like you can see the outline underneath well enough that you probably don't have to stamp over the top on yours.
No, I've watered them down and I went a little light.
That's good. I can't wait. We'll stay long enough for you guys to see a few sunflowers come in, because I feel like that's where Zeb's is really going to take the next level.
Well, right now the green and orange is like, really? You want green and orange, huh?
Very fall inspired print there.
Sunflowers they're a summer flower, right? But they can transition into fall.
It depends on your planting zone. We're deciding on what bushes to put on the left side of the pool in between us and the neighbors, just to give us a little bit of privacy so when they're eating dinner, they're not watching us swim. It was their idea, so I'm like, what, you don't want to see me in my bathing suit? Zeb's dad bod?
You know what? It's not a dad bod. It's a father figure.
A father figure? Did you hear that somewhere?
I saw it on a meme the
Oh,
other
that's
day.
funny. A father figure. I like it.
Alright, rinse the brush out. I think I'm going to stay with the same brush. It's the Turquoise Iris Favorite. That's
You
how
can
big it
still
is.
See like what it is because man, we have used these brushes.
Yeah, these brushes, I mean, we've used them so much, the finish is coming off.
We're ordering more turquoise iris brushes, so if we're out of them, let us wait and they will come back.
Okay,
Right.
so here's where I'm at. Now we're gonna pull all the floral in.
I want to splatter. How do you splatter?
You get your brush
Use your
and you.
fingers?
No, you get your brush and you do this. You flick it.
I need a dry brush.
I would practice on the drop cloth somewhere first.
Yeah, pretty.
I'm gonna dry these leaves off real quick. We're gonna be a little long today, guys. I'm sure you're sad. You know, if you're just joining, you get to catch the tail end of what we got going here. You can let us know if it's a win or a loss.
I feel like the splatter makes it high end. You know, all the cool kids are doing splatter these days, so. Does it look more high end, Zeb? Am I making it next level?
You know, yes.
You don't know?
I'm gonna vote yes. You definitely got the splatter down though. You're working that brush.
Woo woo! Although I think I splattered the frame, so I'll have to come back and fix that.
So I'm just drying these out real quick. Normally, you know, like we say, if you're not on a live stream video, you would just let these chill out and dry, because it might actually crackle some of that paint underneath.
Yeah, because it's spoiled. Yeah, Rose, there is free shipping on the pre-orders too. Just know that if you order a pre-order and something else, it will all ship together. Hey, Caitlin, it's going good. How's the trampoline park? Aunt B says, everyone take a moment to give Jamie and Zeb a big thumbs up. Like the thumbs up that's right there. Can you guys see it? My sister was like, what's that thumbs up? And I was like, just move it around. It's in all of our videos.
I'm out of bowls apparently, so this is good. The box is gonna, do I want to paint on the box or do we want to put the box back?
I don't know. This must not be very exciting because we were up to 300 and now we're down to 285.
294.
Oh,
Share it out, folks.
294.
We're gonna be live for a little while.
hey Donna.
longer.
Oh, Kayla says we aren't there yet. She's out front of my house with fireworks for the 4th of July. All right. I need to stamp over the top of this, but I need it to be a little bit more dry before I stamp it.
We have a fun assortment of yellows.
Caitlin says it's all good. We'll wait till you're done. I might be a hot minute, Caitlin. But
And I'm gonna throw some white in here too.
it's really dry where we're at, so we've been praying for rain. Has anybody else been praying for rain where they
I
live?
think the whole Southwest is experiencing the same drought we've had.
We need rain. Rain, rain, rain.
I see why people have studios now. This is taking up like the whole island.
Probably pink splatter on my white floor now.
It'll be okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stamp over the top of this. This really has to be dry and I don't want to like ruin it.
So you can see the colors, the difference on these a lot better once they're out.
They said don't forget orange too, Zeb.
Yeah, I do need some orange.
Do you want neon orange, ochre?
I'm gonna need some of that ochre.
I'll give you all the oranges. That's what you got. You have neon yellow. I don't think you need that.
All right, I'm just trying to think of.
Zeb, your art training is showing. Are you gonna do? You need brown for that center.
Nope.
Do you need me to bring you a sunflower from the backyard as reference?
Maybe a little bit of brown. No, I got it. Pretty good.
Sure?
They're gonna be my interpretation, okay?
All right. Wendy says, I'm in San Antonio. You can have some of our rain. Please send us some of your rain. It's like kind of chunky in a few spots. Maybe if I tamp it down with my finger, then it'll dry faster.
I almost need like a little bit of black. Do we have black?
Do we have black? Yes. There's 40 different colors, 48 different colors here.
So I just stippled that on, and now I'm doing some blending here. Put a little more of this bright yellow.
Pretty dry. It's got the essence of dry going on here yet. All right, I'm calling it.
You're calling it?
It's dry.
Q&A time. Jamie's ready for it.
All right.
Black is going to be strong, so back of the paintbrush.
So remember when I stamped earlier in the game? Told you that was the undercoat. This is the overcoat. So this is how I'm going to bring back detail to my muddled 3-year-old artwork. If you're still watching, oh wow, that really did get dry. Where's the ink at, Zeb?
Right here. Yeah, it's been sitting out. I didn't put the... So same thing with the leaves. I'm gonna use the same brush, not gonna clean this brush, and I'm gonna come back over here with one color, and then I'm gonna bring another color just right next to it, kind of vary these tones.
Aunt B says, thank you everybody for hitting the thumbs up button. Thanks, Aunt B. We appreciate it. So why the thumbs up and commenting and sharing is so important is because when YouTube sees that you're excited about something, then they're like, hey, other people might be excited too. And then they share it out to people that either already subscribe or maybe don't subscribe, but they think might like it. There's this thing called the algorithm. It's kind of crazy. And it will watch what people watch.
It's a learning AI.
Yep, it learns what you like. And if people search things of similar value, then they will be like, hey, maybe they'll like this. But they only share out the things that get the most comments, the most thumbs up, and the most interaction. Because when people interact with stuff, it means they cared enough to interact, like it really grabbed them. So that's why it's important. Okay, so I've got ink on here. I'm gonna try to go right over the top of where it was before. Okay. And this is gonna bring back that detail that got blurred out by the paint. Just like that. I hope it does what I want it to do. If it doesn't, this was going in the garbage anyways, and I'm not gonna be sad about it, and I had fun while I was doing it. It's like a big adult coloring book. Okay. Oh, I like it. All right. I'm gonna show you guys, I think, does this go, this repeats over here, but I didn't finish that side, so I'm gonna be able to do all of that. So here is the art, just right here. I didn't restamp this, but right here, that's the first layer with the stamped over the top, which brings out that detail. I think it turned out pretty good. And then I'm gonna do the next layer, which is on the other one. Remember I left them on my mount so I would remember how they were, because when we did that dresser, I could not remember what was stamped where.
Sometimes when I got the white out because if my yellows are getting too murky and you need to get like a highlight, just throw that white on there and it'll separate those petals from the dark and the light.
All right, I like it. I could have masked that off too, and that would have helped. Okay, so now on this side, just stamps. In the middle, stamps with paint. And on this side, stamps, paint, stamps again. So you can kind of see that it brings back that level there. I'm gonna go back to comments. Base Wife says both those paintings look great. Teresa says reminds me of Van Gogh. Aunt B says looking good. You guys are nice to me. I'm not really a fine
Aunt B
artist.
always reminds me of my sister. My sister goes by Aunt B.
Yeah, Zeb's sister her name is Barbara, and they call her Aunt B, like the letter B. While Zeb's doing that, I'm going to fix my frame where it got color on it. Because if nothing else, I know that I can make this frame look good. And I can just put white wax on everything.
I don't know if they can see what you're doing over there.
I'm just painting over where I got a little crazy with my base coat here. You always watch people do art and you're like, wow, I could do that. That looks easy. Harder than it looks. Jamie, do you have the stamps in stock? So these stamps we do have in stock. They're under the new IOD collection and they are pre-ordered. So we have already ordered them from IOD and we are selling them pre-order, and then when they come in, if you pre-ordered, you will get them as we get them.
So they show in stock on the website, but like she said,
they're pre-ordered. We have to wait for IOD to give us the...
It's like this weird plastic.
To wait for IOD to give us the thumbs up. Oops. And that, look, I just painted this and I messed up over here. I don't even know if they can see me or not. All I'm doing right now is just blending this blue that's on the top.
I'm gonna bring you back to my sunflower. We'll get in close. Let me know how I'm doing, guys.
The ink's dry over here, so I can actually get this wet over the top. Blend it a little more. If this ink was still wet, you wouldn't want to get it wet.
So you can kind of see, I'm basically treating the bottom of each petal like it's a little darker. And I just painted all of those on there. And then now I'm coming in with the lighter yellow and blending that over into the dark. And then every now and then, if my petals get a little muddy, like there's not enough separation in between them, like I was showing you guys earlier, I'll either take a light or a dark, and we'll put this petal on top of the other one by making it lighter right there.
Thanks, Caitlin. Just dropped that link. Yours is awesome. I'm like, maybe I'll just let you help me finish mine later.
Yours is looking really good. I like all your colors. You got really good. I went purple yesterday, so it's only fair that you should go purple and pink today.
What did we do?
Did you show them the printables?
Did you know that you have green paint on your face?
No, but it's very possible. When I get into this, like, so when I'm doing colored pencil, I'll get in here like this with the colored pencil.
Mariah said that she needs you to say happy little petals.
Happy little petals.
Oh, we got Mariah, Caitlin, and Ivy on here. 2 new transfers. Did they just, IOD was releasing those today, so I don't know if I can't let the cat out of the bag unless they've already done it. Caitlin, did that get done? If I get this finished, I will get these listed at jrvhome.com, just so you guys know. We'll get them up there. Zeb's is gonna be kind of spendy because it's a big painting. Mine might be a bargain basement discount.
And it is taking me a hot minute to paint all these.
So I have a feeling that I'm gonna come in here like tonight after I try to go to bed, and Zeb's gonna be in here painting away.
I have decoupage paper to design.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna be designing decoupage paper and filming our video. Friday we have a video coming up. It's gonna be a collab video with members of our business coaching group, and so we're super excited about that one.
They have been cranking out some awesome videos.
Yeah, they're doing great.
They've got lots of really great ideas.
Leslie, no, if you've already pre-ordered, you can just pre-order again. We will be combining those orders when they ship out.
So I got a little muddy here.
Don't worry about that.
So what I'm gonna do is I have the black. I'm gonna dab some right in here.
Oh, Donna said that Ellen J. Good showed the new transfers on her story, so they are out. So Caitlin will get those up on Jami Ray Vintage today, and you guys can pre-order the new transfers. I don't actually have the new transfers. I got sent the stamps, and I can't tell you what they look like because they haven't released them yet, but I will tell you that molds are coming, and I have those, but I did not get the new transfers.
Did I go yellow enough on that? I think we're gonna call it there. You guys get the idea of what those would look like. Watch out for posts on the Insta, and also in community if you want to see what this looks like finished, because we'll for sure show you. Because a lot of times on these live stream videos, we don't get a complete, oh, the camera's weird, a whole project. Here, I'll pull it back.
We're going to be using the gold gilding wax like I did.
Dirt on the floor, summertime.
I'll show you guys this corner again. This gold gilding wax we'll be using on the frames, both of them. And we'll probably maybe even bring in some black wax to make the frames look awesome, but here's our artwork, half done.
Remember, there's another flower here, so this won't just be like weirdly floating and all in through here.
We thought it was gonna be a weird float.
It kind of looks
done,
like
but-
it might be weirdly floating on here.
Half done, but always fun. See, I'm rhyming today.
You
All right,
did
guys, so JamiRayVintage.com is where you can pre-order the stamps that you saw us use today, as well as the gilding wax and the mica powder. Those are the DIY pre-orders and the IOD pre-orders. And then the acrylic paints you can pick up at jrbhome.com. It's the set of 48. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more.
DIY.
And junk makeovers, some thrifted frames and artwork all made over. Love you guys. See you later.